Mm, I think we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone. What's up? How are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me clear? Just let me know if you guys can hear me. Let's quickly have the audio check. Yeah, I'm just looking at your chats. Hi Komal. Hi Gopal. Hi Sandhya. Hi Komal. Hi Saurabh. Shubham. How's everyone doing? Great, great. Okay. Don't go basic, direct implementation. Yeah, the recording will be provided after the session. Right. Hi, hi Shiva. Hi Kumar. Hi Kamlesh. So just can you guys put in the chat like from which city you are? Are you working in some company or you're in a college? Just let me know. So I'll just know the audience well. Yeah, I'll be coming to my introduction also. Just we'll just wait for a couple of minutes for people to join and then we'll start off. Okay, we have people from Bangalore, Kanpur, Kolkata, Surat. Nice, nice. Okay, Shivakumar is working in Bangalore. That's nice. We have college students also. That's nice to see. We have diverse people. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Just let me know once again. Then we'll start off. Okay, Haryana, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Punjab. Pretty awesome. Great, great. Voice is low. Can you guys confirm is my voice low or is it clear? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so yeah, we have 250 people. I think so that should be good to go. So let's start. Okay, let me just share my screen and show you what I have been doing. Yeah, I think so. You should be able to see my screen. Just confirm. Yeah. So I'll just tell a little bit about myself. Right. So I have been working, like I have worked as a software developer intern at GitHub India. I hope you all know what is GitHub and what does GitHub do. So I was working there in the NPM team. Right. So that was like a good experience for me. And then I also worked as a blockchain developer at Solana. Solana is like the one of the five biggest cryptocurrencies. So I worked there as a blockchain developer, and then uh, I also been working as a mentor and instructor at AccioJobs uh, for like, and have mentored and taught like around 500 to 600 students, right? Yeah, and I'm an active open source contributor. I have a lot of open source projects which I've contributed to, and I myself have like a couple of open source projects. So I have been pretty active in this space. And yeah, finally, I have worked in several startups, like around 3 to 4 startups as a full stack developer, building features from scratch, and pretty much yeah, have a full stack experience in web, right? Yeah, is my voice not clear? Hello, hello, hello. Just it should be clear. I hope. Please, you can just directly throw any questions, ping me, and if you have any doubts, you can just directly ping me and ask. Right? I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Cool. So before starting, any questions or anything you want to know about me? Let me just check the audio 1 second. Please directly throw any questions, ping me, and if you have any doubts, just directly ping me and ask. Right? I think so. It's working. It's fine. Okay, so let's just go through some of the comments which you have added. Okay. No, I'm not a freelancer, but I have worked as a freelancer before. I have taken a couple of projects. Right. So, yeah, let's come back to the topic today. So, today we are going to build, let me just show you. Today we are going to build a portfolio website, right? And we're going to use HTML and CSS, like raw HTML and raw CSS. We're going to build a cool looking website, a cool looking portfolio website, which you can share with any of your recruiters or just show to your friends that how cool does your portfolio website looks, right? Okay. Yeah, you'll be given certificates at the end of the session, and this session is going to be 3 hours long. So just grab your water with you, right? Stay hydrated throughout the session. Okay. So yeah, there are no prerequisites. Prerequisites are basically you need to know HTML and CSS because we're going to build a project using HTML and CSS, right? So you need to know a bit of HTML and CSS. Yeah, this is going to be 3 hours long. So guys, sit tight, and we're going to start in like a couple of minutes. Cool. Okay. Voice is too low. Just a minute. Perfect, perfect. So I think so. The audio is clear. Audio is pretty loud. So let's start off with the session, the project. All right. I hope you guys have opened your VS Code. I want everyone to open their VS Code and set up a new folder for your project. Right. Just create a new folder. I'm going to create a new folder in here. Right. My code. Cool. So just create a folder, open your VS Code, and get ready with the setup, right? Yeah, yeah. Is my screen visible? I think it should be visible now. Okay, cool. So let me just quickly show you what we're going to build today and how will your portfolio look at the end of the build. Let me just show you the demo of that. You guys would be pretty excited to see the demo. Let's quickly pull up that. So this is what your final portfolio website is going to look like. All right, so we have this the main landing section where it's going to be your image and your name and a couple of links, right? And then we have about me section here. Button to download your CV for the recruiters, right? And then we have the section for skills. Here you're going to display all your skills. Right now there are just 4 skills here. You can add in more skills. Suppose you have Express, right, for backend Node.js as a skill, so you can add that here. This is going to be a small piece of code, and you can directly add that here because these are repeating components. Like this one section is called a component. You can assume this as a component, so you have to just repeat that again and again. All right. And then we have the next section of area of expertise. Expert in, and like suppose you are expert in web development, backend, and UI. Just a second. Cool. Yeah. Does it look awesome? Does it look cool? No, logging is not there. We are uh, we are building using. Okay, lagging is there. Sorry, I read it as logging. Perfect. So next we have the section of projects. Here we're going to display like all your projects. Suppose you have a to-do application, a weather application, you have a Netflix clone. All of those projects can be put up here, and then basically you can showcase your projects. Just show off all the projects that you have here. Just add in. And at the end, we have a contact form where the user can, suppose any recruiter who wants to contact you, or suppose in case there is a client, if you're working as a freelancer and there is a client who wants to contact you, in that case, you can just fill the form. The recruiter would fill the form, and then you'll get the message on your email or however you want. All right. And in the Navbar, we have some sections like home, about, skills, services, portfolio, contact, and all of these are basically the sections which are here, right? So if you click on skills, you will be redirected to the skills section. All right. So we'll be looking into how we can do this as well. Cool. So I think so we can start. And at the end, we have a bonus feature also. So I've also added a light theme and the dark theme button. This requires just like a couple of lines of JavaScript code. If we have time at the end, we can look into this also. All right. But this uses JavaScript. So at the end, if you have time, we'll just look into this and try implementing that. We won't be using JavaScript in this project building session. We'll be using HTML and CSS. Using that, we're going to build the portfolio website. Okay. So I'll just quickly take this to the second screen. Perfect. So now let's start. Is everyone ready with their VS Code? I want everyone to follow with me. There are like around 300 people. Each and everyone should follow. Yeah, Shiva, if you have the portfolio website, you still make a resume, right? So recruiters mostly look at the resume first. Everyone is ready with the VS Code. I guess we can start off. Yeah. So first we need to make the index.html file. Have it ready. And next we have styles.css. Perfect. Have it ready. And right now we need JavaScript, so we don't need to make the JavaScript file. Let's start. Yeah, one more thing. I'll send a link in the chat. Access the links. Just give me 1 second. All right. So this is the link I'll share in the chat. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. So I've shared the link in the chat. My video is cutting. My voice is cutting. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Let me just quickly check that. Yeah, the link has been shared in the chat. Let me reshare it. Just give me a moment. Can you see the link in the chat? Okay. Not res- or better is that you can go to my GitHub, and there is a repository called images. Just go to github.com/anurag5086. All right. Uh, just a moment. Okay. Repo name is images. The first repository, images. All right. I'm just going to pin that in the chat, the link. Just hold on for a second. Okay. So I think everyone has gotten the link. No problem. We'll come back to that link. We don't need images right now. Okay. So let's start off. Right. Okay. So I'm just going to add the boilerplate. Hope everyone knows how to get this boilerplate in HTML. Yeah. The link has been shared in the chat. You can just go through that, and it has been pinned as well. Okay. So now let's begin. Let's come back to VS Code. You can download the links after some time, right? So because we don't need images right now. When we require images, we'll download from there. Perfect. Everyone received. So let's start off with the build. Right. So first, let's come back to index.html and add in the boilerplate. If you guys don't know how to add in the boilerplate, just add an exclamation mark. Right. So this is called an exclamation mark, and then just enter screen. Enter. Just press the enter. Cool. I'll show you again. So shift one, just click on shift and one. So you'll get the exclamation mark, and then just click on the enter button. That's it. So you'll get the boilerplate for HTML. All right. Cool. So let's change the title. Let's change it to your name. Just add in any name. My name is Sandra Gupta, so I'm adding that here. Uh, okay. So index, how to create the index. uh, just click on new file, right click here and click on new file, and then just add index.html. Right, so this is how you're going to create the index file. All right. Yeah, let me just zoom in a bit so you guys can see. Right. Okay, so now let's start with the body first. What do we have here? We have a nav bar. Let's so nav bar has the name here, and on the right hand side we have all the tabs. We have home, about, skills, and all these tabs, right? So now let's build this first. So this is our first step. All right, before building any website, you need to divide the pages into different sections. All right, so in this case, we're going to divide the page into several sections. Like the first one is going to be the nav bar, obviously, and then we have the landing section, and then we have about me sections. So we build websites in 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 part of like sections, right? Section wise. So first, we need to focus on the nav bar. Yeah, let's start with the nav bar. So yeah, time to time I'll be bringing this demo here so that you can see what we're building currently. So we currently are building the nav bar. Okay, so what are we going to use? Any suggestions? Anyone knows what are we going to use first? Right. So let's add the comments. Comment nav bar because we're going to use the nav bar now. We're going to build the nav bar now. And here we have, obviously there is a tag called header. Have you heard about the tag header? Yes, Ajay, you're correct. Header tag. So here we're going to add in our nav bar. Now, what is the first step? What do we need? we need the left part. This is the name of the person. Suppose it's Ajay. So Ajay is going to add his name here, right? So this we can add in an anchor tag because this name is going to be clickable. So suppose you are here, and whenever someone clicks on this, goes back to this top section, right? So this is kind of a anchor tag. Anchor tag, a tag basically means a link. Anchor tag, right? So that's what we're going to add here. So let's add an anchor tag, and let's add a class of logo because this is going to be our page logo. This the name is going to be our page logo. So we have our name, the left part ready. Cool. So what do you think? Now we need to build the right part. So what do you think we can add? Which tag can we use to add all of these six features, 6 or 7 features here, 6 or 7 sections? What can we use here? Any ideas? And this unordered list will have uh, listed items. Listed items are going to be all of these uh, things, right? So these are also links. So links, obviously, if we are encountering links, that means we need to add the anchor tag, and that's what we're going to add here. Anchor tag, and here it's going to be home, hand in hand, right? Okay. And after this, let's divide our page into two halves, first half and second half. All right. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Now we need to add the second li, which is, let's just copy paste this stuff. We have 6 sections, right? It's home, then it's about, then it's skills, and then we have the next part as area, or let's just keep expertise. And next we have projects, and at the last we have a contact form, right? The contact section. Okay. So look same. All of these 6 sections we have. Cool. Now let's move on to. Let me just quickly. Yeah, we also have this icon, right? So we have this the light mode and the dark mode icon also. So how can we add that? For that, we are going to use a icon library, which is named as box icon, right? Let me just quickly show what is that icon library. So box icon. So this is a library which we are going to use in today's project, and with help of this, we are going to add all the icons which you require in our portfolio, right? So like we have a GitHub icon here, we have a web icon here, right? We have a light mode, dark mode icon here. Then we have a contact or email icon. So all of these icons, we're going to take it from the box icons website. Cool. So yeah, that's why we're going to add that. So for adding that, we need a link which needs to be added in the meta tag here, in the head tag here. Let me just send you that link. Right. So everyone can go to boxicons.com, click on usage, and then just copy this script. Okay. Or don't copy that script. Just copy this CSS, this link. Right. So this will help you to take all the icons into your. You can import all the icons into your HTML file. So I have copy pasted the link into your HTML file. Is that a lag? Just a moment. Okay. So now I think it's fine. Cool. Yeah. So I hope you guys have copy pasted this link from the box icons, because we need to import all features of the box icons into our own projects. That's why we copy this. To use the icon of GitHub, right? So we can use that icon into our project, right? Okay. So I've shared the link in the chat if you can see, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next step. Okay, no worries. Voice is breaking in between. It'll get fixed. Don't worry. Okay. So now let's continue building this Navbar. So we have the Navbar, and we have currently added the name of the person and also the list items, right? Now the final thing which you need to add is the dark mode and the dark mode that button. Let's quickly add that. So we have imported box icons, and now we just need to add our uh, that's basically a moon icon, right? So let's add the moon div, and we're going to give a class of, so bx means the box icon. I'll quickly pull up here, right? Box icons, and here we're going to search moon. This moon is what we are using. So we're directly going to copy this from here and paste it here. Right. Now you can see we have the moon. All right. Cool. So we have the moon here. Now we just need to align this in form of a nav bar, like horizontally. We need to align. So for that, what do we need? We need CSS. So let's come to CSS now. Okay. Where is the demo? Here. So this is how it should look. And for that, what we need to do is we need to add the CSS. Let's add that. So here UL also needs a class of navbar, because this UL is basically the right hand side, and we are giving a class of navbar to this. And then let's add classes to these anchor tags also. Let's say this one has bx, right? Screen is visible, right? MDS, is the screen not visible? Just confirm once. Okay, so now we're going to play around with CSS and make this more beautiful and make it look like something nice, something cooler. All right, so first here we need to add something to the root. So what are the things we need to add in the root always? Just we'll add margin, because initially when we are building the HTML file, right, so it has some kind of margins from top, left, right. So there is some kind of there is some pixels of margin which is given. All right, so we need to remove that. For that, just add the margin tag as. So now we have removed the padding also, and I think so that should be it. If you need to play around with some font styles, we'll add it here, right, in the main root uh, element. Cool. So these two properties in the root would be fine. Now let's move on to the next, which is we'll add some styles to the logo through the nav bar, because we need to make it look like the one which we saw in the demo, right? So let's have it here. So the header should be fixed at the top. Let me pull up the demo once again. It's just a minute. Yeah. So we need this to be fixed all the time whenever we are scrolling, right? So it's still fixed, like you can see, right? So how can we do this? This can be done. Uh, okay. Yeah, we need to link the CSS file also. Thanks, man. So how do we link? We use a link tag and link CSS and add in the CSS file name, right? Which is styles.css. Now you can see all the margins, all the padding, everything is gone from the page we were having before, right? So let's just comment this out. This is what we had initially, and this is what we have now, right? Great. Okay, now we need to add some styles to the header. Let's quickly take up the header and add some styles here. What we need the header to be fixed. So we need to use a position fixed. This is the property which we use to fix the header at the top, right? Please zoom in. Okay, this is fine. All right. We have the uh, position to be fixed for fixing the position at the top, and then what we need is we need to align this particular anchor tag, which is the name of the person, name your name basically, and then the UL, the unordered list, in horizontally. So how do we do that? Any property? Anyone? Which property we use for that? We use display flex, right? So now display flex, what this does is this aligns both of these uh, elements, or both of this anchor tag and also the unordered list, horizontally, right? So they are in a flex, which is the direction of the flex is called rows right now. Cool. Yes, Dhruv. Yep, you're right. Cool. So now this is done, and now what do we need? We need to space them. One should be on the left and one should be on the right, and there should be space in between. So how do we do that? We use the justify content. Justify content, and we will be using the space between property. Right. And why? Can anyone tell why this didn't work? Okay, in the coding window it's small. Let me increase the size. Was it fine? The size here. Any idea why this didn't go to the left and this UL didn't go to the left? Because the width of this header is only till here. It's not complete. So we need to add the width to 100%. Now you can see we have the width of the header has became the 100% of the width of the screen. So that's why the justify content property now adds the space between them, right? So this is how we split two components in the left hand side and the right hand side using this display flex. Zoom out. Why to zoom out? Okay, no problem. Let's go in. Now next we have to add some padding, right? Because we do have some padding on the left and on the top and the bottom also we have some padding, right? On the right hand side also we have some padding. So let's add some padding to give some spacing from the corners. The padding, we can add something like 13 pixels and something of this sort, right? Where is that gone? Oh, okay, this is zoomed in, that's why it's giving some problem. Right, let me zoom out. Now it is fine, I guess. Right. Okay, it should be fine. Also, we have given the padding from the left hand side and the right hand side as well. So this is how it looks. And now the next step. What is the next step? We need these UL, these list items to be aligned in the horizontal manner. So again, we are going to use what? Display flex. With the help of display flex, we're going to again align them horizontally. All right. So how do we do that? We are going to add. We have a class here, Navbar. So let's basically add styles to this Navbar itself. Navbar and we are going to add display flex to this. You can see we have this in form of horizontal form, and next we need to add some spacing. Let's add some spacing of margin. Let's add some margin right, or I guess margin left will also work. Margin right of 10 pixels. And justify content space between. Yeah. So are you guys with me? We have something of this sort. Is everyone here? Is everyone following this? Okay. Awesome, awesome. You're with me. So let's reduce this width a bit with 30%, or let's go 40%. Yeah, this should be fine, right? Now we also need some background color. Background color should be added into the header because the header is the main tag here. So we need some background which is of this color, right? So let's quickly pick up this color from this web and get the hex code from here. And I'll share that in the chat. So background color could be this. And we can also change our color of the text. Color text is white, right? And here we can remove the text decoration. Text decoration basically, right now we have these anchor tags, right? So these anchor tags are blue. They're still blue even after adding the color. Why they are blue? Because anchor tag has uh, like inbuilt anchor tag has a color of blue, and it's also underlined, right? So we are just going to remove all the text decorations which every element has, right? So we're going to basically add text decoration as none. So that didn't work, but let's see text transformation. Okay, what we can do is better is header, right? The header tag has an anchor tag, and this anchor tag is going to be our heading, right? And Ragupta. So header, and inside that header we have an anchor tag. So I'm accessing this element, this anchor element. So now I'm going to add styles here. So let's add color of white, and text decoration can be added as none, right? So now you can see the underline is also gone, and the text has become white. Yeah. So here we can add a list style also as none. I think so we can add it in Navbar section, right? Yeah. Perfect. Chetan. Perfect. Now we need to improve the decoration. We need to improve the font size. Let's increase the font size to 2 rem. 2 rem is pretty much 1.5 rem. Looks good. Okay. Or let me just change. Right. So So we can change this. So this basically is accessing all the anchor tags which are present inside the header tag. So we have this anchor tag also, and then we have these anchor tags also. So that's why it's changing for every anchor tag here. So separately for logo, we can take, because we have given the class logo for this main name of yours. So we can give a logo class here, and then we can change the font size to 1.5 rem. Right, let's give it 2 rem, 1.7, 1.8 rem, and let's give some left padding, margin left as 20 pixels. Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to make this responsive also. Right, if you have time at the end, we'll make it responsive all as well. Cool. So the logo part is done, I guess. We're going to change, we'll change the font family at the end. I'll give you the font family name which we are going to use. And the next part, we have the UL. Here the UL also needs to be updated. So we have UL. Inside that we have our anchor tags, and these anchor tags have should be having some margin at the top of 10 pixels. Or why not just add padding top, right? Yeah, this looks good. And we can also increase the font size of every anchor tag inside the unordered list. We can put it 1.2 rem, 1.1 rem looks fine. Yeah, let's add it 1.1 rem. Let's see why this moon is going outside. Mm, okay, let's add the font size also. Font size and font family both. Let me send you the font family which we're using. Mm, yeah, we are using Poppins, right? The Poppins is the font which we are using. So I'll share in the chat. Just import that at the top of the CSS file. And next, we're going to basically change the font family from the whole parent, right? From the root. So let's add in the Poppins font family here. Poppins. And if Poppins doesn't support that particular browser, then we are going to add sans serif. Cool. So this is what the font family looks like, right? Let's decrease the size a bit. There is some problem with the padding, so let's change the padding. Try doing that. Yeah, the Poppins link has been shared in the chat. Just check. I've shared in the chat. Just a second. I have shared. You cannot see in the chat. No. Okay, let's go to Google Fonts and we'll take the link from there. Okay. So we are at Google Fonts. And we need Poppins, right? So let's search Poppins. Wait. Poppins. Right. So this is the font. You can copy from here. Wait. Here we have. We're going to add this font like regular bold. I think so. It's a regular one, right? We also need this italic. No. So what you can do is you can go to just type Google Fonts Poppins, and then you will get this page, and then just add the regular 400, medium 500, semi bold 600, and then just copy this link, right? So this is the link which you need to copy. I'm trying to send the chat, but it's not going there. Not sure why it's so. The better is I'll add this into the GitHub repository. Okay, so I'm adding this into the GitHub repository. You can go to the README file, and from there you can just get this link. Okay, so this is the link. Just add this whole line, and you'll be able to import the particular font family. All right. Yeah. Just go to the link which is pinned in the chat, and from there you can just directly copy this. Okay. So I'll be sharing everything here now. All right. I think so. That should be done. And we have also added the font family. Okay. Cool. So now let's move on to the next step, which is building up this banner, this landing page. You can say a landing page or the main section, right? So let's build this. Okay. There is some issue with the padding also. We'll look into that also right now. Let's see. What is that issue? Width navbar is this. Any idea what's the issue here? I think there is something related to the size of this hole. It's of complete size, and then yeah, the font link is there in the GitHub repository. Just open the link which is pinned in the chat, and just look at the README file there. Just open this link in the chat, which is pinned, and then at the bottom you can see this. This is the link to the font family. Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the section. The next landing, the main section which we have in the center. All right. So this is the section which we are going to build now. Okay. So what do we need? We need a section. We can call it a home section. And what do we need? We need a section tag. So because we are starting a new section, so always we start a new section with a section tag. So this helps us to separate different sections and make the code more readable. Right? So we always need to follow this particular iteration, right? Did everyone get the font link? By the way, give me ID of home because we need to add this ID when we are navigating through the nav bar, right? So here we'll add something like this. So whenever someone clicks on home, it will redirect to the home section. The moon images link also. Okay, I'll paste that in the GitHub repository itself. So just a second. Okay. Okay, so I have added the link to the moon icon also. You can import this in the head tag. Alright, so you can import it like this in the head tag. You can so that you can access all the logos which are present here. Then, so that's how I'm accessing this moon. Yeah, you have to import the font here in the CSS, right? So this is the syntax to import @import and URL, and this is the URL of the Poppins font. Okay. Now let's start with the home section. Okay. So we have home. This is how our home looks like. So we need to just divide this whole home section into different parts. So what are the different parts which you can see here? First, we can see this section where all the icons we have, like there are 3 icons currently here. So this could be one section which is wrapped in a div. And then next could be this section, which is also wrapped in a div. And then next is the image, which can also be wrapped in a div, right? So we have three different divs which you need to align, which we need to make in this section, right? So how are we going to do that? Let's start that. So the first div is going to be of the logos, right? So these logos, 1, 2, 3, we get have and all these logos which are present here. So the first section is going to be that. So let's add it as socials. Let's give a class as socials, and here we have the first link for is for GitHub, right? So again, we are going to go back to the boss icon, and from there we will just search the icon of GitHub, right? GitHub, and this is what we're going to copy, right? Okay. So this is my component. I just click on this, and that will be copied. Then come back to your code and just directly paste it here. Now let's see if something has changed. It's white, that's why it's not being seen. Let me just see. Or can we just add the background color to home right now itself? So let's add that background color to home, right? So background color as this. What color we are using? This one, right? And then next, where is the home icon? Where is the social GitHub icon? Let's see. Where is that? We need to give some height to this. Then only we can see our GitHub icon, right? Yep. Now let's copy this and add more icons. Not sure why it's not coming, and let me see. Okay, this Navbar also had some kind of border, right? Border bottom. So let's add that border also. So where is the border? Let's go to this header, and here we can add border bottom. Let's give it like solid 1 pixel, and I think so gray would work. So let's add it like 0.5 pixel to just lighten it up. Right, so somewhat we have the border. Cool. So now we need to add these. So I think better should be we can add a div right here. There is some issue with this box icon, I guess. Okay, no worries. We build the next section, which is the Elizabeth Olsen. Hello, I am your name, and then front end developer, and you can write like a couple of lines about yourself, and then you can add a button here, right? So this basically we need a paragraph, right? So this we need a paragraph, or we can also add a span here. and this is like a heading which is h1, and this can also be a paragraph or a span. This can also be a paragraph or a span, right? So this all of these elements or the tags would be enclosed in a single div. That's our main div, right? So let's add that here. First we need to add this section which is hello I am, right? So this is added here. Now next, okay, there is some issue with this. uh, mention the top and right position. I think the position fixed should not be the issue, right? That should not be the issue. Let's try the top and right zero as well. What could be the issue? I'm not sure. Okay, let's go here and check where is this span going. Okay, we do have the span here, right? Somewhere at the top. Or let's have the box styling, right? Box sizing, what box? I don't think that is still the issue. Let me just check whether what is causing the issue. Okay. Border box is not the issue because I have already added that border box, and No, it's not the issue. Yeah, we can check this. Right, so I think we need to add some kind of display here. We will add this position at the end, right? So that's why it's giving some kind of okay. So what is happening here is okay. Now I understood. So when you're adding the position fixed, right? So what happens now? Whatever is the content, right? It just goes behind this nav bar, right? So that was what was happening, right? So let me just add this div here. This cannot be seen. Why it cannot be seen? Because it's hidden behind the nav bar. If I add multiple, right? Now you can see because the first three were hiding behind the nav bar. This is what was happening because of the position fixed. All right, so that's what we're showing at the top. Cool. So let's add it at the end, and we'll give some margin top so that it will come down, right? So that's what we'll do at the end, right? So now we just need to quickly build the home. What do we have for the home? We let's have it as a section. So we are having a section class of home, and we also gave an ID, right? We also gave an ID of home. Cool. So here we have three sections as we discussed. Three divs will be required. So the first is all add all of these links. Wait, let me just add this link. Now you can see we have the GitHub icon. All right. We also need next is dribble, and you can add any icons which you find in the box icons library. From there, you can take up any icon and then add it here. That shouldn't be a problem. So I've added like three uh, icons that you can see here. Three icons. They're pretty small. We'll increase the size of that. And next, what do we have? I'm looking at the demo. Let me just pull up the demo again. Okay, so these are in the center part. How we're going to do that? We're going to basically add in some padding from left, from top, and from the right, and also at the bottom. So section is the main key here, and in this section we're going to add some padding, which would be pixels and something like 10%. It should work, right? So we have it here. Now let's increase the size of these fonts. Mm, Inside the social class, I have anchor tag and anchor tag. Inside the anchor tag, I have ni tag, right? So here I'm going to just increase the font size of these to them. Right, so I have increased the font size. And can I also change the color? Let's try that. Yes, color also became white. Cool. So now I need to align these three icons in form of a vertical line, right? So what can we do? Any ideas? What can we do here to align them in the straight line? Social. So this is the class, the social class. Inside this class, we have these three anchor tags, right? These three logos. So we're going to do display flex, and we're going to change the flex direction to the column, and then clone away somewhere else. Okay, yeah, we have it here. All right. So we have these links aligned horizontally, vertically in the straight line. Cool. So we wanted this, and let's give some spacing also. If you want to give some spacing, we can increase the height, or just add in. We'll just add in some margin tops, I guess. Or let's increase the height. That would be better. Let's add one rem of margin. It should be good to go, right? Somewhat similar. We also need to add some padding at the left and the right. Let's add that padding in the header. Header 100 pixels or 150 will be fine, right? We have added this, and let's add this also inside the list item so that this would also be aligned properly like others. Cool. Somewhat looks good. Somewhat looks similar. We can increase the font size, the place where we have increased the font size, right? So we can increase the font weight also, because the weight is also pretty much in the demo. Let's try 700, 600. Yeah, this looks fine. You can see somewhat similar, right? So we have this similar to our main demo, right? Okay, so next is we need to add this stuff. So let's add that also now. Okay. Next section here, this section is going. This section is going to be the description. So we're going to add this description here, class as home text. Let's give a class of home text here. All right, what is the home text? And hello. Right. So next we'll add a h1 of your name. You can add your name here. And next again we can use a span for front-end developer. And then we can add a paragraph for this. Here you can write like a couple of lines about yourself or anything which you have in mind to write. Yeah. Let's see how does this look. Okay, we have it here. Right, so we need to add some styling here. So let's go here because we have given the class of home text. So the home text, we can make use of that class and add some styles. So the styles could be color of white. Okay. And right, so the main section here is home. Here we'll add display flex because we need to align this in form of like in horizontal direction. So we'll use display flex, right? And the third aspect, which is the image, the third div, then this will come in the left directions. So that we don't need to worry about. We'll add the image. Now let's add the image here. Image src. You're not able to get the links, Maskman. Like what links you want? Could you just tell me which links do you need? Okay. It will be shared to you. We have like 1.5 hours, so it will be shared at the end of the uh, at the end of the session, right? So just hold on. Contact me. So we all also need to add this button. So that this button would be also present here. So for that, I'm using an anchor tag, and then anchor tag, I'll add a class of contact me here and add some styles that to make it look like a contact me button, right? So here we can add it like contact. Opens link. Okay, so if you want to get the Poppins link, you can just you can see the pinned link in the chat, right? The pinned link in the chat. Just open that link. So when you open that link, you will reach somewhere here. This is where the link will redirect you, and then just scroll down. You can see the Poppins link here, and also the moon icon, all the icons link here also. So these two are the links which are present here. Just go to the pinned link that has all the images as well as the links. Okay, I hope that should be work. That should be fine. Cool. So now let's add the image. So which image do we have? Yeah, it is this image. So let me just open a new tab. Yeah. Yeah. So we have the image here. Cool. So now let's modify this whole section depending upon this. Let's reduce the size of this image and increase the size of these fonts and change this button, right? So let's do that. And let's give classes to contact me, right? So first I'm going to update this button. I'm going to make this button much better. Dot contact me, and I'm going to remove color. I'm going to add white color. All right, so I'll just keep it here. So color would be white. And text decoration, we need to remove the underline, so just remove the underline by text decoration none. Then next, what do we need to add some background color. So background color, we can add blue violet. Let me just take it from here. Right, so I'll take it from the web here. So this is what I have, this is the color which they have used. All right, now next, I'll just give some padding. Top right we can give 10 pixels and left right we can give 15 pixels. Yeah, let's keep it 12 and 15. And we also need to add the border radius because there is some curving in the border. So border radius could be given as 10 pixels. That should work. And we also need to give some margin top because these are colliding. Margin top 10 pixels. Or 10 pixels. Cool. So any doubts anyone has till now? Any doubts? My screen is hiding behind the image. Okay. Now is it fine? Now let's also style this image. Let's also basically decrease the size of this image. So which is home image. Right, so what size should we give? I think so you can give a height of 200 or 300 pixels should work. Yeah, there is some. Right, this could be the right size, I guess. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll bring down. We'll basically size bring this down and add some increase the font size of this so it will look similar to the main demo, right? Let's do that. Okay. So is everyone here? Scroll bar is coming. Why? Because I have given the height here as 100 view heights. Where is that height? Yeah, here I have given 100 view heights. That's why it's coming. If I'll give fit content, or if I just won't give this, then it won't come, right? Basically, the size of the image has become that much, so it's going below that. It's, so we next need to add a paragraph here. Paragraph. Let's add a class. Yeah, I'm going to increase this font size so the picture won't look that large. Right. So here, title name. So we can increase the font size here. Font size could be made as 2 rem. Let's keep it like 2.5 rem. So yeah, that looks better. And next, we also need to change the font size of paragraph a bit. So let's add a class of para home. Right. Style this also. Dot para home and font size. Let's give it uh 1 rem, 1.2 rem. Right, and let's give some more margin top. That's 20 pixels and margin bottom. Well, let's directly add this one margin tag. So 20 pixels and then give 10 0 pixels here. Right. So this should be fine. Let me check this. Okay, we need to increase the font size a bit and add some spacing. The image tag is not working. Mm, so this is the link to the image. This you can get it directly from the link which is attached in the pinned in the chat, right? From there you can directly take this image of the image, the link of the image, right? So this is yeah, the recording will be available. Right, so now let's move on. Home text, let's margin to this home text. All right. So this looks similar to our main demo. Now, are you guys here? Are you guys following me? Are you guys here? I've completed this much. Just let me know in the chat if you guys have done this much. Okay. Now let's move on to the about me section. This is also very simple. We just have two columns here, so that could be done with display flex. So let's quickly do that. So we'll try to complete this in this 1 hour 15 minutes are left. 1 hour 15 minutes are left. So we'll try to complete this in this class itself. Not much. Nothing much is left. Right. We have about me section and skills section, and then I think so a lot of things fine. We'll be able to do that. So quickly, let's start the about me section. So we have section. Okay. So this section will give a class to this section as about me. And what do we need in about me? We need first we need headings, heading in a subheading, and then we have left side image and right side we have a couple of things, right? So let's quickly do that. We'll have a div here. For that div, we have some h1s, right? We have a heading which is about me. Okay, let me decrease the size of this. I have given 100 vh, right? So that's why it's taking the whole space. Okay. Fine. Next, yeah, this is the demo. Okay. So we have added the about me. Now let's add a subheading which is span. Here we just have introduction. Let's add that introduction text. Introduction. And next up we have the div. So inside this div, we'll be creating two different divs. One would be for the image and one would be for the right text part, right? So let's create a div, and here we'll be having the image, and the second div would be having the paragraph section, right? So here we have a paragraph. Let's copy paste this paragraph. Next, we have an icon and also some text. So we'll add some space with the icon. Let's add that in a span. An icon would come here, and next would be the name of the person. And next, again, we need an icon again. Phone number and then the email ID. Okay. Right, so this is the icon. I'm taking again from the box icons. BXX user, BXX phone. Right, so these are inbuilt classes for the icons. Now for the left hand side, we need to add the image. So let's see which image do we need to add. We have this image. Okay, let's go to our GitHub and find that image. This one, right? Yeah, let's copy this link and paste it here. So we have this link, this image as well. Now we just need to align everything in this space, like in their exact position. So how is the position? This we have it in the left hand side. This is all in the right hand side, and this should be in the center. Now quickly, let's do that. How can we do that? Again, we'll take help of display flex. Okay. Okay, about me is here. What we can do is we can give center, right? We can align everything to the center. Text align as center. All right, so now everything became in the center. So we have the about me and the introductions section also in the center. And we also need to add the background color. Background color is also changed. Now we need to change the color to white so that we can see. Next, let's basically add display flex here. Mm, about me section. So this is the main div. Inside this div, we have two divs which are enclosed. Two divs are there inside this. Which is, one is the image and one is the paragraph div, right? So I'm going to add display flex into this div, which has the class of about me section. Because if I'll add display flex to the main section, then this h1 and span will also be included in the display flex. So we don't need that. So this is the div where I'm applying display flex. Okay, now you can see we have it what we wanted, left and right, and we just need to align this in the center and also give some spacings, right? So let's do that quickly. And okay, about me section is done, and let's have this image here. Let's add a class to this image. My image, right? Let's add some border radius so that the edges are curved. Right, this looks fine. And then also let's give some margin top. So that this is separated from the top. Let's give more margin. Fine. And now let's give some width to the right hand side div. So here let's give a class here for about me text. Let's give some width to this. How can we give width? Width of, let's give some 40%. This should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Uh, this doesn't have the text as center, right? So about me, where is about me section? Here we can add text aligned as left. Okay, fine. Next, we need to align these in the horizontal row. So for that, we can enclose these three in a single div. Then we can add the display flex. So this would be icons div, and here we can add display flex direction as column, and then justify content space between, right? Okay, we have it in the horizontal row. Now we just need to give some spacings and all of that. So let's give some spacing. So this is the image section on the left. Let's use that image section and give some margin left to this so that we have some spacing from the left also. Right, and here we just need to basically space the paragraph. Just give some margin bottom in the paragraph. Or icon div here, we can give margin top, that's it. Okay. Yeah, somewhat looks similar. Right, we just need to increase the font size of this and give some spacing and increase the font size of this and add a button. So these are some of the things which are left to do. Let's do that quickly. So the button which we have added here at the top, that same button we can use here as well. So I'm just going to quickly copy paste that button. After this, right? Yeah. This is which button? This is download CV button, right? Download CV and here as well. Let's just give some margin tops. Okay. I can skip here. We can give margin bottom. That should be better. Just give it like 30 pixels. Yeah. Perfect. So here in the span where we have added these icons, we just need to increase the font size of this. That shouldn't be a big deal. So you guys can do that. All right. And this about me section also needs to be, the H1 needs to be increased. The font size of this text. The font size should be increased. Let's increase it to 2 rem or 2.5 rem, right? Yeah. Do you guys want to just have a look at the code? Are you guys following this? Are you guys with me? Any doubts till now? Okay, Anushri. All right. So let's move on to the next skills section. Right. So till now we have built the main home section and then the about me section. So till here everyone has done. Just let me know once, so I'll know the status of every student. Okay. At the end of the session, I'll also share the link to the repository. I'll be pushing this code into my GitHub. So from there, you can access the code and refer to this code again. Right. So that should be good to go for that. Now let's go to the skills section. Right. Here, what are the things we need to keep in mind? Skills. Okay. Yeah, first, it has a heading and then it has a subheading. And on the left hand side, we have some text, also a bar. Let's see how we are going to create this bar. And this is one part, and this is the right hand side, which has an image. Right. So this image is in the right hand side. So again, we'll be using display flex to align them horizontally. Right here, and this image, and also these bars. Right. So let's quickly do that. Okay. Right. So here, let's add a section. Section is going to be having the class of skills. Right. So we can see that. So I added a section of skills and automatically some spaces assigned. So this is what happens when this is like section tag itself has some spacing. So that's why people recommend using the section tag. So next inside the section, what were we going? We are having two divs, the two main divs. Okay, before that we have headings. So let's add those headings. And then we have a subheading which we can use span for that, right? These two things we have. Cool. We also need to center this. Let's center the skills, text align, center. Cool. So we have it in the center. Now what we need two divs. One is for the bar, the skills, right? HTML 90%, CSS how many percent, that bar. And then next we have the image on the right hand side. Let's show you. Right, this thing. These are the skills, and then we are on the right hand side we have some images, like a single image. So let's give this give classes to both skill image and skill bar, right? So these two would be the div. So first let's add the image quickly. Image, let's take the source from GitHub. Yeah, this image. Let's open it. Have the image, right? And here now we need to add the skill bar. So how do we do that? We need to basically create that bar. We need to create that bar using CSS. All right, so let's create that bar using, let's take a div. This div would contain all the bars, right? So basically that div has all the bars. This is the outer div of that, all the bars. Let me just show you. So these are all the bars, and there is a main div bars, which is going to enclose all of the single individual bars, right? So let's have this bars, and the first one, let's add a div. The first bar box. Let's add a class of bar box. So this is going to be the first box of the bars. And inside this, what do we need? We need a text play the percentage. What is the percentage of this particular skill? All right. So for these, we can use heading h3, and then for the percentage we can use span 94%, and then we need the bar, right, this bar. So this bar, we have two different bars on this. One is the light bar, right, which shows the loaded part, and one is the dark bar, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make this in CSS and then fill according to the number of percentage you have in this case. So suppose 94%. So we're going to fill that 94% length. So you need to assume this whole bar as 100. Among that 100, we're going to fill 94%. Right. So 94 pixels or 94 percentage would be given as the width of the bar, of the light bar. Okay. So let's add that div class of light bar, and we will also give a div with the class of here we can give a complete bar or HTML bar, right? Bar. All right. So are you guys able to understand this? Any questions, any doubts till now? Instead of giving text line center to all, what we can do is we can give text line center just to these two things, right? That would be better. Right, so here we can give text line as center. This is better, right? My subheading, which is okay. example, something like this. H1 and also the span, right? Vertex align as center. Otherwise, it's not coming here. Mm, okay, let's go back to the previous one. Right. Now, next, what do we need? Yeah, percentage bar. We need to implement that percentage bar. Let's do that. So here we can add like 4 bars, HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript, or any other skill which you have. Now we're going to create bars and then split these into 2 different sections, left and right. So let's build that now. What are we going to do now? The bars. So let's go to the bars section. Right. So bars box. Let's give styling to this because we have given the class of bar box here to every bar. Here, let's add a position relative. Why we're doing this? Because we need to split this and this like into 2 extremes, right? So CSS would be here and 94% should be here. Let me show you. So this will be here and this will be here. And the bottom bar would be straight from left to right. So that's what we are going to do here. So position relative, let's add that. Then we also need to add display flex. Justify content space between to keep them in the left and the right ends. You can see, so this is here and this is here. All right. And really now, all right, so they have aligned themselves vertically. Let's give some padding to the top and the bottom because we need to add the horizontal ruler. So that would be coming right in here, and then let's add some margin bottom to just push that away in the bottom. Okay, should be it. This should be it for the bar section. Before that, let's quickly move this image to the left, to the right hand side. Skill bar, right? For that, we need to enclose it in a div. We can give class to the div as skills section. Inside this, we need to have the bars and also the image. All right. On the skill section here, we'll apply display flex so that our this bar section and also the images would be uh, aligned horizontally. Display flex and the content or space between. Cool. So we have it. All right. Now let's give the background color, the skills. Right. Background color is also given. Let's give color of white. Let's give some padding also. Padding of 50 pixels. Okay. There you can access the link. You can access the code, complete code there. All right. So now we just need to implement the bar here. So for the bars we have given two different classes, light bar and the percentage bar. Let's quickly build that. Light bar. Light bar has some properties because we need to add colors and also the width. It should look something like this. So let's add that. Position should be absolute. We can do that. We can basically add some width to this first. 100%. We need that bar to be 100%. Okay. Then we can give some background. This is the background which is given. Let's give some height. 0.5 rem. Right now you can see this bar. Right, this bar is there. Now we have given 100% as a width, but it's not being shown here because the width of this section is only this much. The text section is only this much. So we're going to increase the width of that also. Then only the bar would increase. We'll do that. No worries. And let's keep this position as absolute. So giving the absolute position, the main intention for this was to basically cover the whole parent size, right? So now it's covering, basically it's overlapped onto the different other elements. So that's what we wanted. We'll just now do margin top so that this will come down. The bar will come down below of HTML and 94 percentage. So that's what we want. Right. So we have this here. Let's see. I think so. The HTML bar should come below. So there is, we need to add some margin top, or let's increase this itself. Yeah, now it's perfect. Top as 10 and bottom as 0. We have our bar just below our skill. All right. So now let's, yeah, we can use range, but what I'm planning to do is I'm going to basically add a bar on top of this, which would cover that much percentage of the light bar. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Right. We can use range. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Or best would be if you're using JavaScript. In JavaScript, we can load the bar. Right. Using JavaScript, it would be very easier. But right now we are focusing on HTML and CSS itself. So let's add in a percentage bar on top of this, which covers 94%. Right. So, okay, let's increase the size of these individual bars, bar box. Let's give some width of 100%. Let's see how to increase the width. Skill bar, okay. So 100% became a lot. Let's reduce it a bit. 70%. Yeah, this much size should be enough. Right. So now let's add a bar on top of this, the completed percentage bar. So collapse on this bar, on the light bar, and shows the percentage. How, like, suppose the first one is 94 percentage, so it will show 94 percentage of the whole bar is filled. Right. So let's do that. Percent bar. Again, let's keep the position as absolute because it should come on the top of the bars. And we give the top as 10, bottom as 0. And let's give the background as our, and let's give some height, 0.5 rem. And also border radius. So the percentage bar is ready. Now we just need to add the width. HTML bar, and the width is 94%. Okay, this color should be changed because now 94% is done. But the color, we have given the background color. So let's change this color to something else. Okay, yeah. This looks perfect, right? Everything is 94% now, right now because we haven't changed this. So let's change this to CSS, JavaScript bar, and the last one would be React bar. Now let's add the classes here. CSS bar would be, let's say I'm 90% good at CSS, and in JavaScript, yes, or I'm like 95% good at JavaScript, and then we can say React dot React bar, right? I'm like 20% good at. Right, so you can see the bar 94%, 90%, 95%. So they're changing depending upon the percentage which you have given. Now, suppose if I give here only 54%, so we can see 54% is only there. That's a half of that. We can use framework, but the main idea of this project building session was to use raw HTML and CSS. Using that, we're going to build a portfolio website. So that's why I haven't used a framework. But if you have used a framework, then it would have been very easier to build this. If you have used something like Bootstrap, like we could quickly pick up the components and then add that, and that's it. That would be easier, right? But building on raw HTML and CSS is something pretty challenging. But yeah, you learn a lot. You learn how to build CSS, like raw, using raw CSS, right? And this would really improve your CSS skills if you're able to build using raw CSS, right? So that's something which you should really look for. Because using frameworks would be very easy to build, right? It would be responsive as well. It would be whatever, like everything. It would be responsive and easier to just copy paste the code and just make some changes. But you're building using raw CSS, that's something pretty good and challenging. Let's quickly change the headings. And also, I can margin top also here. Right, so our skills section also looks similar to this, and I think so we have accomplished till the skills section, right? So the head, the home page, the home landing page, the about me section, and the skills section. These three sections have been completed. Now let's move on to the projects. Area of expertise is normal, you can add that, but currently let's add the contact form and then we'll end it. All right. At the project section. All right, so finally we have the projects, and here again we are going to use the section tag, and let's pass to this as projects. And what you can see here is we have the images of the projects, right? First, we can basically give the h1. Let's copy this itself and span. Right here we can just change project. Next, we have 5 images in every row. So let's add that. So project section, now again the background color we need to give, and the text color should be white, all of those normal things. Let's change this to projects and my projects, right? And let's align the text as center. Same usual stuff. Then do we need anything else? We just need to add the images now. Okay, so let's go to the images here and quickly take in all the images. All right, so three, four, five, six. Yeah, expertise section. Yeah, you can build that expertise section because right now I'm just building the project section because this is pretty more important than the expertise section. We'll build project and then contact, and if you have time in the end, we'll build the area of expertise. Okay. Yeah, the recorded video would be present in AccioJob's YouTube channel itself, so you can access from there. Right, so the link will be shared at the end. Cool. So let's add the images. Copy image. Okay, let me just copy image address. So image has been added. Now let's add more images. We'll set the size and also the border radius at the end. Let's add all the images first. Copy image address. Here. Next. The next one. The next one, right? So I hope everyone is able to access the images because without images you won't be able to build properly. So the images are here. Now we just need to set the sizes. Let's set the size of every image. We can directly add in the property here height as silhouette. Huge. This one looks fine. Okay. So three images in every row. That also looks good. That looks better. Okay, so project heading. Let's increase the font size here of the project heading. 5 rem. Give some margin bottom of 50 pixels. Let's add some border radius to all these images. Yeah, I'll share the link of this GitHub repository. I'll just push it after like completing the section. So projects image. Now here, what do we need? We need to add some border radius to the images. So images have been added. Now we can add some margin as well. Margin. Right, so this looks much better. Just reduce the margin a bit. Yeah. Okay. So you have these projects, and those projects would be displayed in form of images. Now finally at the end you have a contact form. Let's quickly build that contact form. Right, so at the end, contact form. Okay, yeah, now then we have three different fields, right? So let's add that. We need to add a div tag first, or section tag, sorry. Yeah. We can take use of the section dot contact form, right? Now after this, we need to add the heading. We can add a heading of contact me, right? So as you can see here, we have the contact me section and the heading. Next, we also need to add a form with three columns. Like we have two text fields, and one is a text area. Let's add that. And the action, what is action? So suppose there is a form and the form is submitted. So after submitting the form, what should be the action of the submission? Like what should happen when a user is submitting the form? So in this action, we'll just add mail to your email address, right? Your mail ID at gmail.com, right? So when you do that, when you add this action mail to colon and your email address, now what will happen? The the input, right? The input of the form. Suppose you have added some name here, some email address here, and the message. Like suppose some recruiter is coming, he wants to just recruit you, right? So now all of these details would be sent to your email ID, right? Whenever someone is clicking on the send button. So that's how the action performed would be mail to colon and your email address. Like this, the mail would be sent to your email address. Right? So this is how you can send it to your mail ID. And now here we have input as first. Let's change the color, the background color of the contact form. Yeah, the recorded video would be available here in the AccioJobs YouTube channel. So you can come back and refer to that contact form. Let's add the background color, and then let's add some color. Right, so yeah, you can add this into your resume. This would be a good project because you have built completely from scratch using HTML and CSS. So yeah. Right. So now let's build the form. And what do we need in the form? We need two text inputs and a text area. Let's add that. Input type, input type of text. So here we could give the name as, let's see what is the name given here. Like their name and email address. So name, right? Input. Next is the email address. So we have two text fields, and at the end we need a text area. Text area would be for writing the message. Okay. So we have the text area here as well. Yeah, I'll provide the code to everyone. Don't worry. Okay, let me just quickly build this contact form and then I'll send you the source code. So now we have a submit button at the end, which is basically going to send or submit this form. My form is ready. I just need to align this properly. All right, so let's add a class of the form, be the contact form. Right, so let's add a display as flex, and let's add the flex direction as column because we need to keep them vertically aligned. These are vertically aligned, right? And we can give the width something as 50%. Right. Now we can bring this into the center text center. Right. So the center we could do with the help of margin also. Margin top and bottom. Top and bottom could be 0 and auto. So we have this in have the form in the center. Now we just need to add some spacing and make this look like right. So dot form input margin. Let's give some margin bottom to every input. So the margin has also been given. Let's add some border radius. Also, border radius is also added. Let's add some width of 20 pixels. Not width, height. Individually, we can choose the height of the input, right? Dot form input, and the height could be increased. Or we can just add a padding, right? We can add padding of 10 pixels. Right, so now these input fields are also increased in size. They look pretty big. And we can bring the contact me h1 into the center. Give a class here. Contact me heading. Contact. It's the line. This could be center. We have it here. Let's give some margin bottom. Cool. And also increase the font size. as 2.5 RAM. Okay. So there is something called placeholder. So if you guys are aware of that placeholder, so placeholder basically what it does is it adds a text. So I'll just show you, right. So this your name, which you can see here, tell the user that I this is the input which I'm really looking forward to. Your name. So we have this placeholder here. Similarly, we can add it for the email. Yeah, enter your message. Yeah, so let's add the background to the contact, to the inputs. Background color. Look good. Okay, let's see what background they have added. We'll add that itself. I've added something like this. Yeah, it's similar, but we have some box shadowing and all of these things. Let's remove those borders and all of those things. All right, so text decoration we can add none. Border 0. Yeah, now it's fine, right? And for the contact form, let's add some padding to the text area also. So text area also needs some padding. Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah. Now let's improve the button. Quickly, let's make this button. Okay. So we have the button here and class as submit. Dot submit. But this is submit button, so I have given the class as submit. Every form should have a submit button. Then only the action this would be performed only after the submit button. In our scenario, we are submitting, and after submitting, we get a mail saying that we got a response. Right? Let's keep the width to be 20%, and let's add the background color of this as something. This color should be white. Padding. Let's add some padding. Make this center. So center. Make the button into center. Cool. So the contact form is ready. So now suppose I'm writing anything. Let's change the color of these. Yeah, send button is in center. Now I'll show you how this mail will go, right? Let's quickly add one more thing, pointer. So whenever I'm hovering over this button, cursor, yeah, cursor would be pointer. So I'm hovering over this, now the cursor becomes pointer, right? So that's the property also added. So let's quickly check. I'm giving my mail and some text. I'll click on send. So now this basically allows or says me to open the mail. Right. So I have to open the mail, and then the mail would be sent uh, to you. Right. That's how it happens. All right. So the contact form is also done. Any doubts in the contact form? I'll push the code into GitHub so you can access the code afterwards. Just let me just push the code. Okay, the link to this code will be shared. That would be in the description of this video. So whenever you come back, you can access to the link to the repository. So I'll be updating that in the description of this video. Okay. All right. Any other doubts? Any questions you have? Were you guys able to build the complete build? I know it was quite. There was a lot of things to be covered in this. Playing around with raw CSS is pretty challenging, right? So that's why sometimes it becomes messed up, and then you start searching for the right solution, and that takes a lot of time. So, it's okay. Right. So, any other questions? Any doubts? Anything you want to discuss? Yeah. So the output is this. This is the final output of the portfolio which we are building, which we have built. This is the home page, the main home landing. Then we have about me with the button. Then we have skills. Then we have the projects displayed, and finally the contact form. Right. This is a final thing which we have completed, and the demo was this. This was the demo. I think so. We have built something similar to the demo. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty challenging. Any questions? Certificate would be given. Don't worry. Okay then, Dikshit. Thank you. When is the next batch going to start? Yeah, you will be informed for the next batch. Yeah, the code will be present in the recording of this video. So this video would be present in the AccioJobs YouTube channel itself. So from there you can go to the description, and in the description there would be the link uh, to the code. The fonts you can download from Google APIs. I'll just show you. I'll share my screen again. Just a second. Yeah, to this Google Fonts. So here you can go to Google Fonts, and there are a lot of tons of fonts here. You can go to any of the fonts, Noto Sans. Just click on this font and just copy the link from the right hand side. All right. So this link should be, you can just copy this link and add it into your HTML file, right? So this HTML you have, add it here in the head. Just paste that link here, and the Google font would be imported into your repository, into your particular code. Yeah, so becoming a web developer is uh, not much challenging. It's pretty easy. You just need to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And when you have strong command in these languages, then you can move to React and learn React properly, build a lot of projects. If you want to become a web developer, the main focus should be building projects. By building projects, you'll learn a lot, right? Without building projects, you're just playing around in the air. Yeah, the code will be shared. Don't worry about the code. It will be present in the description of this video, so you can access the code from there. Okay. Yeah, Kamlesh. Yeah, we'll look into that. The stream, I think so. The stream really doesn't matter if you have the right skills. The screen is not shared. Oh, it is shared, I guess. Yeah. The stream really doesn't matter if you have the right skills. So just build good projects, innovative projects, something out of the box. Try to build something really with good features. And the main thing is, if you have built a project, you know the project is very good, and you have mentioned in the resume also. But the main thing comes is how you're able to pitch in the interview, right? How you're able to explain a project interview. So that also really matters. So there was a student which came to me who came to me, and he was saying that I have built this project, and I saw the project and it was pretty good, right? It was a good project, but he was not able to explain to the interviewer properly. That's why he couldn't get a good job. So this also matters. You have built a project, but you're not able to explain to the interviewer. uh, yeah, blockchain is something which is a new technology. So it basically means adding the data into blocks of in the in blocks of code, right? So now the data in this blockchain is encrypted, it's secure, decentralized. So that's like the basics of blockchain. You can go on Google and search about that. I would suggest you to build good projects, and that should only matter, like good projects, and have good command in the theory part of front end and back end, like whatever you're learning, and that should be good to go. All right. Any final questions? Okay, then just let's wrap it up. And yeah, the certificates will be provided uh, after the session. You'll be provided. Don't worry about the certificates. Okay, then bye. See ya. Have a good day. Bye. All the best.